I'm gonna say what I say every time, and it's gonna be spring ball. I gotta be hopeful about that.
I haven't seen an early X-ray yet. I don't think I've seen X-ray yet, so I'm gonna call X-ray. Of course, Energy Tank, the numerical favorite, but that's no fun. And here the runners are off. A little bit of hang up with Southern Kip's timer. It looks like he didn't quite get that one restarted. But everyone else fairly synced up already. Everyone with a substantial lead over Kip clockwise already. I think we may see that head to a game 3.
Yeah, I think Kip he uses live split to do the dot done for him, and it automatically like starts your timer for you. So he just kind of forgot to reset it. So normally he doesn't really have to mess with it.
Yeah, I'm not overly familiar with using live split with SRL. I just am old-fashioned and type it into the chat. But space jump is the ceiling item, and InNoRush and NeisRosver both getting early space jump before our other two runners yet again.
Kip getting that D boost.
Oh. And Diddy as well. So all four of our runners, 8 for 8 on the ceiling item today. That is honestly impressive. I don't know if I've seen a race go that way, where all four racers in one of these multi-race streams have gotten the ceiling item first try. Heck, I don't even know if I've seen one race where it's happened.
Yeah, it's not the easiest D boost to pull off, that's for sure. Looks like InNoRush and Diddy and Nice. They're all checking that item over to the left of the elevator, and they're rewarded with some supers.
Yeah, Kip gonna check the old Mother Brain location, but skipping on the super pack down there, getting some power bombs though. So with space jump and 10 power bombs, do you think we're gonna see all of the runners head for early gauntlet?
You know, I wouldn't be surprised if they did. It's definitely, I mean, they don't really, if they had another E-Tank, I think definitely some of them will, but it could be a little risky with just this.
Reasonable. I figured if there ever was a seed for it, this is one that's primed for going that way. And just a reserve tank at Bomb Torizo. He will stay dormant today. But Kip with the very rare sub-4 bombs time, not something we get to see often. And it looks like he is not headed for Gauntlet. An E-Tank at Terminator. Very vanilla find. Looked like he stopped a little before running into it. But May have just been my eyes playing tricks on me.
Yeah, it looked like he did stop. I don't know if maybe he was trying to shoot the waivers down or...
Yeah, InNoRush and Di10Kong both headed over toward the ship. NeisRosver now with the E-Tank. Looks like he's making a very similar play to last round. Probably setting up for that gauntlet check as well. We'll see if it pays off for the 3 runners who are headed that way. And Kip finding his first super missile pack at the early supers location. It's not even randomized.
Oh man, Varia suit.
Wow, that is, I believe, the earliest location that the runners are able to find Varia suit at. And, oh, InNoRush taking a little bit of damage on that acid. Good thing he had a full reserve tank there. But yeah, that is, as we say, a very exciting find for Southern Kip there.
Ooh, bombs.
That's a nice item to pick up at Gauntlet. It's a nice convenience item that's not going to, in all likelihood, break the game, but could provide a nice advantage for the runners who went up to get it.
Yeah, they definitely won't have to worry about soft locking themselves as much, which is always a big plus. And then also it'll save them some time throughout the run where they have to use a power bomb and it just makes a ton of lag.
Yeah, so InNoRush and NeisRosver heading through Gauntlet and going out the backside looking like they're gonna go check those 2 miners, whereas Diddy is opting to go back toward the ship. That back half of Gauntlet can be fairly trying. And just 2 missile packs. Again, very vanilla. The miner locations this seed have been kind of uninspired.
Looks like Sephi's calling a sub 40 seed in the chat. Make sure you quote him on that.
Yeah, now Sephi is lamenting how upset Ponk is about this seed. He never gets seeds like this in his tournament matches, so Sephi should know that this seed is also not coming for him, because of course he will have the same seeds as Ponk in the very near future. But Kip getting his wave gate glitch. And
oh my gosh.
Speed booster. Whew. This is quite a seed so far. And Kip taking the opportunity to power bomb out those side hoppers. A good little safety to have, because that large side hopper, even with the damage reduction of Varia, still hits quite hard. Yeah, all of the runners knowing that everyone has Varia point.
Yeah, I can't imagine anyone really be skipping a spot like this.
We've seen runners throughout the tournament skip some really interesting spots, but I don't think we've seen anyone skip the Green Brinstar Reserve location yet. And by virtue of finding Speed Booster at Wavegate for Kip, he's going to be able to fully clear Big Pink, and so will all of our runners. Just an E-Tank here at Waterway, though, but he won't need to fret about where or what may be at that location.
So, given Kip's equipment right now, I'm gonna predict that he's gonna go down to lower Norfair, regardless or not if he finds high jump boots, because I know he knows how to do the high jumpless lava dive. So I'm really hoping we see that.
Absolutely, without a doubt. I would put pretty hefty odds on Kip going straight for lower Norfair at this point, especially with 25 supers already.
Yeah,
His ammo situation's already looking great.
He's got everything. He has the ammo for it pretty much. He's got barrier suit. He's got space jump so he can climb up like worst room in the game and places like that. He's got plasma that he can dodge key hunters with. So I mean, he's in pretty good shape. Probably might just want some more E-tanks to be safe, but that's probably what he's thinking right now. After checking crate, of course.
I was gonna say, I think we'll also see the X-ray check on his way down Red Tower here. Space jump just making it so easy to traverse this room, and Varia making those spikes just a little less painful. Having a little bit of trouble in the dark right now. But Diddy and Nice, again, having a very close race, picking up their speed boosters almost in sync. And just an E-tank for Kip, but an extra E-tank on the way into lower Norfair is seldom unwelcome. And checking a location off the map is always good. And InNoRush, backtracking a little, was out of power bombs and unable to go get his plasma beams, so I think we're going to see him get his plasma from down at the Edicoons here. A little surprised he didn't choose to use the fire fleas to refill, because he had sufficient supers when he was going by. But it's possible he just forgot there were fire fleas living in that Green Brinstar missile refill room.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. I forgot about that spot in one of my races when I needed power bombs.
And wow, this seed. Yeah, Kip pumping the shoulder. Spazer with the charge beam. This is a fast one. I mean, there's still potential for gravity to troll the runners, but charge, plasma, speed, Varia. That is a great way to start things out.
Absolutely.
I personally have my fingers crossed for being released of the ignominy of the fastest lost trophy. But that seed was also a crazy one. And some extra supers here for Kip on his way into Kraid. And NeisRosver heading out of X-Ray, Diddy heading in. InNoRush getting his speed booster.
Kip coming up to Kraid now. We'll see if he lets him go to prom this round.
I hope we don't get a zombie Kraid at prom. I'm not sure exactly how you underflip with charged plasma shots, but
I want to say it's something like you got to take him down with like the same shot that brings him up or something like that. It's something weird like that.
Yeah, it's a problem with him taking a little too much damage, but Kraid is safely in prom at this point. Spike in the punch, and Kip was on the case, taking care of Kraid with a charged plasma shot, but not something you ever want to see. And just an E-Tank at the very location for Kip. We'll see what the Frog Pocket has here on his way out. If it's high jump boots or gravity, those would be the biggest prize.
Looks like Nice, he's deciding to go up Red Tower to wreck ship, which, I mean, it's not a bad call. He's got speed booster, so he can check everything. Of course, he can get over the moat with a Shine Spark or even using a space jump.
Kip grabbing that reserve tank with authority, and Diddy getting his charge beam. Yeah, we've seen runners do this previously, actually. We saw in I believe it was a losers round 1 match, Menashne versus Darko. We saw Menashne make this similar call, having Varia and electing to go up Red Tower to do wrecked ship, backtracking up to do it. I believe it was after Kraid at that point. But we saw it paid off quite handsomely for him. I think he found something like high jump boots and charge beam or something like that up there. And Kip naysaying the reserve tank this time. I think that's 3 reserve tanks now for the runners. So, just looking for ice, high jump, and gravity at this point, I think. Other things are, of course, conveniences. And, of course, the runners are still looking for spring ball. They need to find that.
Oh, of course. That's a given.
We'll see if Diddy's able to keep Kraid on the ground here, but no, Kraid is gonna dance. So neither the left nor the right sides this game will remain perfect.
Yeah, he's here to party this game.
We might go a perfect 4 for 4 with Kraid standing up. That would be something. Nice. Already at Fantune, so we'll get to find out shortly what wrecked ship holds.
He's got a lot of energy and he's got a ton of missiles right now. Plus he's got that various suit which reduces the damage quite a bit. So this fight shouldn't be too big of a problem for him.
Yeah, he's only taken 20 a hit instead of 40 if I recall correctly, so this is not too dangerous of a fight. Still can get out of hand, but I think he should have it pretty well in control. Kip blowing by Crocomire again. But heading up, looking like he's going to go to Bubble Mountain. Maybe just to save prior to high jumpless lava dive. But I would have expected him to take the save above Crocomire if that was his only design here. Diddy not getting jebaited by all these reserve tanks. Still clean on the reserve tank front, the only runner who has not yet picked one up.
So Nice making his way out of Fantune now. Looks like he hardly even got touched. He'll be able to check all the major items.
Yeah, we'll see what's over here at the swapped major location, the right side supers in wrecked ship. And just another E-Tank for Kip at the Bubble Mountain Reserve. And Nice getting X-Ray and not choosing to take it. With Plasma Beam, without charge, with Phantoon down, and no gravity yet, I think the expectation is of time savings on X-Ray as a pickup, but it might be fairly close. Diddy sparking through the Ice Beam entry area. Kip checking Speed Booster. Another E-Tank. Very, very healthy upper Norfair so far.
See Nice going through the spiky death room. He's got space jump, so that'll be a real easy room for him. Doesn't even get touched.
Still can go wrong. That room can go wrong no matter what.
Oh, absolutely. He does have Various Suit too, though, which in the randomizer provides you with all the maximum amount of environmental protection. So things like spikes and electricity and other sources like that, they won't damage you as much with Various Suit.
Screw attack at the E-Tank location. That is a good find. NeisRosver gonna be happy with that one. And something we haven't brought up yet, but InNoRush also following Nice up to Wreck Ship. Both runners in that race making the same routing decision. And so that'll be an interesting one to watch play out. And Diddy again choosing to go down and visit Crocomire, this time with Charged Plasma. Croc is gonna not know what to do with himself and walk all the way back.
Looks like InNoRush is one round away from taking down Phantoon. Looks like he's getting a slow.
Yep. That slow pattern just has to wait it out, but looks like everything should be all good. Yeah, Phantoon is now dead for InNoRush, so nice fight there. And Kip now, rather than high jumpless lava dive, also heading for Croc. So again, we're seeing now top and bottom runners basically on the same set of items to check. Of course, Kip did not go for early gauntlet, didn't find bombs.
Nice, he just checked the Wreck Ship reserve spot and it is Ice Beam.
Yeah, that is a really nice find. At this point, only Ice Beam for the set of items we would want for Suitless Meridia, but still on the table. And InNoRush picking up his X-ray scope. I like the call. And oh, Diddy finding high jump boots. Kip is gonna be happy to see those in just a minute.
Oh, definitely.
And those should set Diddy right on the route down to
Yep, he's definitely got the right equipment for it. Plasma will help him run through all the enemies without getting hit. He can climb vertically everywhere. He's got Varia. He can kill Ridley pretty quickly.
Yeah, and both runners, by virtue of having space jump, will be able to check the GT location. And is that 25 supers for Diddy right now that I see?
Yeah, 25.
So, yeah, he may want just a little more ammo, but Charged Plasma is gonna make up for any lacking supers. He may just have a slightly slower Ridley, but yeah, he is way good to head right down on into Lower Norfair. Nice getting his Ice Beam and InNoRush picking up that screw attack. Diddy going to be the first one down into Lower Norfair, assuming that the lava dive is as adeptly handled as we've previously seen it. And the wall jump off the Namahe looked good. Taking a little bit of time bumping the right side Namahe's chin, but getting through first try.
Very nicely done.
It looks like we'll see Kip right on his heels here, heading over also to Lower Norfair, but Diddy will be setting the pace. And Nice finished with Wrecked Ship, getting Screw Attack and Ice Beam as the Hall is going to be headed down Red Tower. Presumably going to go to Spazer and find his Charge Beam. Diddy going for the Green Gate glitch as Kip starts his lava dive. And both runners executing their respective tricks with relative ease.
Yep, both these guys, they have experience with RBO, so they're very familiar with that lava dive. And of course, they've been playing the randos for a while now. And Diddy almost skipping the grapple beam.
Yeah, with Charge Plasma, thinking about it as a farm beam, I can see that, but without Gravity Suit yet, I think you have to grab that item.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to find out it's a suitless seed and then have to come all the way back here just for grapple.
I see calls for Gravity at Mama Turtle in the chat. That we've seen that happen a couple times. One I had the other day that really threw me for a loop was Grapple at Mama Turtle and then Gravity in the Sand Pit. Luckily, the runners won't have to deal with that today.
That's brutal.
I think that seed took me like an hour and 20 minutes. It was not a fast seed. Kip setting up for the easy fast pillars.
Looks like InNoRush, he saw there was a Ice Beam over at the Wreck Ship Reserve, so he's going to pick up that for himself.
Yeah, with speed, no runners going to reasonably pass on Ice Beam there, assuming there's not some mitigating circumstance. But it's just going to save so much time through Torian that it's absolutely worth the detour to grab.
And Nice says, no problem for you, Kraid. Takes him down with the Force Super setup.
Nice. Keep almost getting caught in the acid there in Amphitheater, but making it safely through. That room can go wrong in a hurry if you don't have Gravity Suit.
So Kip and Diddy, they are actually extremely close right now.
Yeah, this is a great race we have going on the top of this screen. And Kip choosing to check the Power Bombs of Shame location.
He might have just been looking for more power bombs since he's pretty low, but
yeah,
he could always farm some Violas coming up too.
Yeah, that was all I could think of, was if he's really thinking, what if I don't find more power bombs and don't find ice?
Oh yeah, that's true too. I mean, having 10, I think you have a pretty good chance to like get the drops in Torian and not have to refill, but it is nice having that 15 so you can be absolutely sure.
And not choosing to farm the Violas. Oh, now he is. Okay, he is, with Charge and Plasma, still gonna take a little bit of farming there from those Zebos, and Diddy doing the same. Diddy's health a little more in dire straits. So Kip's gonna be the first into Ridley. InNoRush getting his Charge Beam. Charge Ice Plasma, a really nice beam setup. Diddy making a pretty quick farm session there, getting up to 5.5 E-tanks before choosing to go into battle Ridley. Kip with a pretty nice Ridley fight there. We'll see what Ridley's got today. Spring Ball, and sure enough, he is picking it up to validate his run. Again, without gravity at this point, we've seen the runners get all the items now that are prerequisites for a suitless Meridia.
Yeah, I'm not sure if one of them checked Firefly or not, but if gravity's not there, I think it has to be in Meridia, unless I'm forgetting something.
Yeah, it's Firefly or it's Meridia. Because the runners were able to check Waterway and X-Ray on the first pass of Red Tower. And we've seen all of Wrecked Ship.
Oh, Spacer was at Firefly? Okay, we got a suitless seed then.
Southern Kip deserves this suitless seed. For every time he has commentated one.
Yeah, it's kind of fitting considering how many of those he's had to commentate now. And that was like back when there was like 3%? A low chance. Yeah.
Don't get debated by that crab beam, Kip. A nice little down grab getting out of the Firefly pit there. And now with the luxury of Ice Beam and Screw Attack, NeisRosver cleaning out the Bubble Mountain area. I think we may see also a visit to Croc to get those high jump boots. I don't know how comfortable NeisRosver and InNoRush are with the high jumpless lava dive, but of all of the tricks that gained equity between the old version of the logic and the new version of the logic, that might be the one that gained the most equity, and a really nice speedball out of Wasteland from Diddy, making that look easy.
I'm really curious what Kip's gonna do. Oh man, Di10Kong.
Diddy taking a death. Let's see. Oh no, that is quite a setback.
Yeah, that is really unfortunate.
That's all the way to the top of Lower Norfair, unfortunately. Thankfully, he's still got a pretty good gear set and is going to be able to make his way back through quickly, but unfortunately, that's not really a handful of minutes that he was able to spare given how close this is. But we could see we could see it take a while for our runners to locate gravity if they find it at all.
Thankfully, Diddy's going to go back and get the grapple beam because if gravity is not at Mama Turtle Tank, then that would mean it's in another spot, which would require you to have grapple.
that was something I ran into. I tried one of the hard mode randomizers, of course, very different logic from the tournament, and it put me into Mount Everest with no grapple beam and no gravity suit.
Ooh.
I forfeited.
Yeah, that room is not fun with so little equipment like that.
Yeah. Thought you might take an opportunity to talk about Crab Claw, but I didn't want to store a Shine Spark, so I gave up. Was not strong enough for hard mode.
So it looks like Kip, he's going to be choosing to go up to Rex ship to look for gravity. So if Diddy decides that he's just going to gamble and that it's a suitless seed, he could gain a little bit of time back just by going to Meridia first instead of Rex ship and not having to check all the items at Rex ship.
Yeah, if he finds gravity right away, if gravity is at I guess it has to be at Mama Turtle. Or no, with Spring Ball he can go through without ice.
Yeah, I don't think you can get past Mama Turtle though. I think you need grapple to get through, unless you're gonna do like
he can go over to Sand.
You can't.
He can go to Mama Turtle and he can go to the sand pit location through the bottom of Aqueduct before having to get through Batwoon's room, which is the only other reason he would need ice unless he wants to Crystal Flash. But Neis is gonna get his high jump boots here, setting him up nicely for making his way down in there. Kip already up in Rex ship at Fantoon, looking for gravity suit. With his charged plasma gear, we should see a fairly quick Fantoon out of Kip. Diddy going back through worst room in the game. Charge and plasma help a lot, but still a pain of a room. InNoRush clearing out Bubble Mountain. Gonna find his wealth of E-tanks here, headed over to Speed Booster. Diddy being extra cautious of those key hunters after the one got him last time, unfortunately. And so at this point, we just get to watch and see which of our runners goes into Meridia first. And I think right now, because we may not see any runner except for potentially Diddy gamble on the suitless seed, and Diddy only from a perceived position of being behind, I would imagine. I would think that the odds favor Kip or Diddy to end up in Meridia first at this point.
Yeah, most likely. Like Kip, he decided to grab X-Ray. He still has the Meridia bosses to go, so he'll be able to do some microwaving down there.
Yeah, and I think with Meridia left, with Charge and Plasma already, you almost always are going to want to grab X-Ray. Like, I think it's actually wrong to skip it if you're comfortable doing the X-Ray strats.
Nice, getting that green gate glitch with only 4 supers left. Getting a little close there, but he pulled it off.
Yeah, thankfully his beam setup is quite good, so he won't need to farm too much on his way out, but we'll see if he chooses to do any farming rounds. With Screw Attack, farming those Rippers is super fast, so it's not much longer than the time it takes for the door transition, honestly. So we'll see how much ammo he wants, but with High Jump, Screw Attack, Space Jump, and Charge Ice Wave Plasma, I don't think we're going to see NeisRosver have too much trouble with much anything from this point. He's got the full suite of movement items, excepting Spring Ball.
Diddy looks like he's going to be finishing up his second round with Ridley. Having not really many issues there.
He decided Ridley was dead, but Ridley did not feel very dead, so he's back at it with the Charge Plasma. And we'll see if Ridley feels dead yet. He needs to be careful with his health.
Oh man.
But okay, he's made it through. That was a little bit of a clench there.
Yeah.
Definitely don't want to see any deaths from any of the runners, but especially any more for Diddy after that setback.
So Kip, he's getting a view of that ice beam, and he's got to be wondering right now if gravity's not in his vanilla spot. I'm gonna have to do some Sueless Meridia here.
Yeah, and Sueless Meridia from running RBO or RBO familiarity, something that I know Kip has an idea how to do, so I don't think we'll see him have too much of a struggle with this Sueless Meridia, but still not a lot of runners' first choice of things to do. Especially after how this seed started out, with all of the, we gotta remember, this is the seed where the runners had, what was it, Speed, Space Jump, Varia, and Plasma, and Charge, all very, very early.
Yep.
And then this gravity location just trolling a little bit. And I see an allusion to a comment Kip made on a race he was commentating the other day, that he will wish he has his Spazer to switch over to for Sueless Meridia. Poplar's talking about how Plasma will often, because of its piercing property, hit enemies too many times if you wanted to freeze them for movement, but I think with Spring Ball that he may just be okay, even without Spazer, but funny that it broke that way.
Yeah, he's definitely shown us he knows how to use that Spring Ball jump, so he should be fine.
And InNoRush making his lava dive.
And Nice should be finishing up Ridley. He's getting hit a little bit though, he's got to be careful.
Yeah, Ridley can deal some damage. Nice electing to drain the reserve tanks manually. I like the call. Basically getting an extra hit out of it, but ooh.
Oh man.
Taking that death to Ridley. I didn't see if he saved on the way down in, but hopefully he did. And no, he and InNoRush are now roughly synced. This is an unlikely sync, but the race on the bottom screen is now a lot closer.
So Diddy's about to be out of Lower Norfair. I don't think he checked the Bubble Mountain items, or at least not all of them. I think Wave was somewhere up there. So after he checks that, he'll have to make the decision whether to go back up to Rex's ship to look for gravity or just commit to being suitless.
Yeah, I think that's one of the more interesting calls that we're seeing across the 4 screens here is how Diddy's going to choose to handle coming back from that Ridley death. Or not Ridley, but post-Ridley death. I guess similarly now, well, I guess Nice and InNoRush are going to have all the information they need to know about Meridia. So we'll see how they handle it, but I think they've both fully swept all of the other item locations, so their routing working out a little bit more efficiently by going early wrecked ship in this case. InNoRush needs to be a little careful, ending up in the acid there a little bit in Amphitheater. But he's safely through with a little bit low health, but should be in okay shape. Screw Attack helps a lot, as does Charge Ice Wave Plasma. Plus with X-Ray, he could be microwaving Key Hunters if he saw fit.
So it looks like Kip, he did decide to take off Plasma to make sure he doesn't accidentally kill a fish or a crab here.
Yeah. Interesting that his comfort with RBO is putting him into Suitless Meridia this way, rather than using Spring Ball jumps to go through.
Yeah, you know, like, when you're coming in here, you're thinking, okay, I've done this in RBO, and sometimes you kind of forget that you actually have Spring Ball here.
Exactly. It can really be an autopilot, especially for runners who have RBO familiarity.
I'm sure what we're going to see later on is he'll do a grapple escape to get out of Dragon, and then he'll do the Spring Ball jump to get out of the Precious Room.
Yeah, setting up the spark you need to store to get out of Dragon is at least moderately inconvenient. It's one of the things that I'm least comfortable with about doing RBO, which is saying a lot because there's a lot of uncomfortable things in RBO. But Nice back at Ridley now for round 2 with a better health situation. Getting some good pogo patterns. We'll see. Do you think Kip just commits to a full suitless, or do you think we see a Mama Turtle check?
You know, based on what I'm seeing, unless he's gonna save at like Aqueduct and then go down and check, I think he's just gonna go the whole way and maybe hope it's at Botwoon. Gravity, that is. Because I know he is extremely confident in his suitless abilities, so he's not going to have an issue taking down Dragon and getting out of that room.
Yeah, something that doesn't come up too often is just how uncomfortable Coliseum can be as a room. But with Space Jump, he's going to have a lot less trouble with the suitless Coliseum should it become relevant.
I think Sephi is absolutely right. It looks like Kip is gonna steal some of his strats right now and do this Sand Pit and Mama Turtle check.
I think you're gonna see him double up Sand Pit with Mama Turtle here.
Yeah.
We'll see. NeisRosver taking a little bit of a spike platform there, but making it out, so His health looks to be in okay shape, but these lower Norfair enemies hit quite hard, so hopefully he doesn't take any extra hits here. Kip doing my second least favorite thing about Suitless Meridia right now, which is making this jump up into this area to go check what's at the sandpit item.
Yeah, I really hate this room.
Yeah. My least favorite thing is getting up over this little ledge right here, especially without space jump. So hopefully he sees something that is not gravity suit. Oh, he didn't get it open, but he got out of there with no problem. That is a difficult thing to check.
Okay, so he just sees it's an E-tank, and looks like he's not going to check Mama Turtle, actually. So what Sephi, his kind of philosophy for that is you save at Aqueduct, then you check Sandpit. If it's not something you want, then you go down to Mama Turtle. And then if that's not something you want, then you just reset there and then you start back in Aqueduct rather than checking Mama Turtle as the first item when you get into Meridia.
Yeah, I've experimented with a few different ways of doing it, and definitely different runners have different preferences for it. I'm not sure if there's one that's conclusively best, especially because the different locations can have slightly different probabilities. It looks like Kip may be having Spring Ball on and trying to do Grapple Jump. I'm not sure if that's what we were seeing there, or if he just had a little bit of trouble with the Grapple Jump the first time, but making it through the second time. And yeah, okay, he's doing the backtrack to Mama Turtle plan.
Oh, also in Di10Kong, it looks like he decided to gamble on Suitless Meridia, which was a good call for him. He's going to check Mama Turtle right now.
Yeah, that is gonna... If gravity's at Mama Turtle, this is quite exciting. I like the gamble from Diddy, though. Oh. Shooting the Totori Jr. while on the full-size Totori. Not good. Gonna cause you to KO through Mama Turtle. But no gravity, so it must be at Batwoon at this point.
A nice little high five from Kip and Diddy.
Neither of them all that pleased about what just transpired at Mama Turtle, but Kip's just gonna reset back up to Aqueduct and I guess go up to Batwoon and collect his gravity suit, unless we're all missing something. And I wonder if we'll see Diddy choose to go to Sandpit first. I think if I am doing a Mama Turtle check first, that I like to kill Batwoon, assuming that my ammo's in okay situations, and then go down the Sandpit if I decide that I really want to go get gravity. But I'll almost always just do full suitless at that point, especially if I have space jump already.
So it looks like Nice, he is well aware now that it is a suitless seed, so he's starting his climb up Main Street here. And InNoRush, I think he needs to go down to Croc still. Or maybe he was just farming down there.
No, InNoRush and Nice both, before doing their lava dive, went down and got their high jump boots, so...
Oh, okay, yeah. So
I think he's just making his way up to Meridia as well. I think we'll see all of our runners maybe in Meridia at the same time without gravity. It depends how quickly Kip is able to dispatch Batwoon.
Yes, Poplar's D10, or it's not D10, Diddy. He still needs to go to Fantoon and take him down.
Oh, and yeah, all of our runners right now for a brief moment, Suitless Meridia, all at the same time. But there's gravity for Kip.
Yeah, Kip, now he's got pretty much all the any percent items, so he is right in his comfort zone now to finish the game.
Yeah, and nice keeping plasma on, so he was able to get that first jump fine, using the wall there to go up Main Street. Not something I've seen before. Yeah, Diddy also checking the sandpit item. So hopefully he's able to get this obnoxious jump. And nice choosing to use Ice Beam strats. Going for a little bit of a wall jump there between the fish and the wall. An interesting strat that I've seen a couple times, but definitely not something you see all the time. But having a little bit of trouble with it. I'd like to see him switch over to spring ball jump. I don't know have we seen NeisRosver do any spring ball jumps yet today?
I don't think so. I don't remember any. I really like what InNoRush is doing right now. I don't know if it will work. I saw one of his jumps was extremely close.
Yeah,
maybe it's a crouch jump into like a down grab, but it might not be enough still.
Yeah, we've seen runners pull this one off. It's fairly tight, but it is a cool little strat that you can do with high jump boots, spring ball, and ice beam. And so he's got the fish frozen. This setup looks good. He just needs to get toward the top of that jump and jump again, and yeah, he's good.
Very nice.
That's a not often seen trick from InNoRush, so good job to him there on that one. And Diddy is out of Meridia. I wonder what Diddy's doing. I guess choosing to go up to Wrecked Ship, since he has not been there yet. I think at that point he was fairly deep into Meridia. I would have liked to see him continue on to Batwoon.
So it looked like nice. He might have had a little trouble getting up there, so he tried to take the fish tank path like InNoRush did, but he might not be aware of the setup for that.
And yeah, actually, that was my mistake. A good point from Cheaty Face in the chat. Diddy needed to either have Ice Beam or be able to Crystal Flash Clip to get to Batwoon from there. So a little punished on the Suitless Meridia locations.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So that worked out very unfortunately for him. Because gravity, of course, is at Batwoon. And so he would have had to Crystal Flash Clip to get over there. And that's not something that I ever will assume that a runner is comfortable with, even though we have seen some folks go for it and do it in this tournament.
Yeah, we know there's a couple of prodigies, some in the chat that have done it. It is a tough trick.
Yeah, it is. I believe pixel perfect and frame perfect. I'm not sure if it's a one frame window or if there's more than. But thankfully there's easy setups for the pixel. But you still need to jump at the right time, and there's only so much of a marker for when that is, so it can be certainly a challenging trick. And Kip into Torian again. Having a little bit of a hiccup there in Metroid Room 1, but just resetting and making quick work of it on the second trip.
Yeah, unfortunately, he's the only one without bombs, so he can't really do any grouping strats, or else he'll have to resort to power bombs to kill the Metroid, so he's just going to take them all down one by one.
Yeah, we did see him skip those bombs at Gauntlet early. And so this is the cost of it as it works out in this seed. InNoRush now making his way up Main Street. Interesting that he's choosing to take this route over, rather than freezing one of the crabs and going up through Mount Everest that way, but making quick work of it, and is going to be on his way across over to the Botwoon and Sandpit locations, with NeisRosver not too far behind.
Yeah, he did some nice space jumping on the stirps of the water there to get up, and does not find his gravities too, so he'll keep moving.
Kip facing to the right, validating his drained by baby.
Yep, he's got spring ball, he faced right, he is good to go.
And NeisRosver turning off plasma, prepping to freeze this fish so that he can go up a little more quickly into Mount Everest. I like this call. So Void's going back over to Main Street, and then he can just freeze this crab over here and do a quick little jump and be right up and start grappling the mini Fantoons.
Kip taking one last safety save, just to be safe.
And NeisRosver with a nice grapple jump there in Mount Everest. That was good execution on his part. Getting the grapple jump off the mini Fantoon, getting his height, and then grappling onto the grapple blocks. And InNoRush doing the same thing basically over in Aqueduct. Did he get in his X-ray scope? And Kip needing 20 shots here on Mother Brain 2. Both of these races are Losers Bracket Round 3 races.
Yep, so whoever loses each respective match will unfortunately be out of the tournament.
Yeah, but some really good races here. Good runs by all of the racers today.
Yeah, unfortunately, Diddy, he took that death in Lower Norfair. Him and Kip were pretty close to each other around the time that happened, but we do have a very close race on the bottom here still.
Yeah, that death unfortunately set Diddy back just a little too much, and forced his hand into some higher risk plays that didn't pan out with Suitless Meridia. But his decision making was pretty much on point throughout. I liked all the calls.
InNoRush getting his gravity suit, so he should be pretty comfortable for the rest of the game now.
And similarly, Nice taking a death to Ridley and having to redo Lower Norfair, costing him a good bit of time. Looking like that one might net us a game 3 here if InNoRush is able to protect this lead. Kip getting his stand up. We'll have to see. Okay, he's playing it real safe, making sure to not shoot at the wrong time there. And InNoRush setting up for some X-ray strats. So I like using the crouch shot here, and something I learned through this tournament. I want to attribute it to Typewo pointing it out in one of the matches early on, that if you're crouching, when Dragon dies, Samus is forced into a standing state, and so you can actually tell when Dragon's dead, not only by the eye, but also by when Samus stands up in the microwave execution there. But yeah, Kip making his way out of Torian, and soon out of Crateria. We'll see if he remembers to type .done in the SRL channel, given the live split challenges. Let's see if he elects to visit the animals. I'm sure he won't, though. And no, blowing right by him. And yeah, GG to Southern Kip. He has .done in the SRL chat with an official SRL time of 1 hour 6 minutes and 48 seconds.
Yep, GG to him. He did very, very well with this seed.
Yeah, certainly GG to Southern Kip, and also Diddy, whom I hope we'll get to see finish up here. Unfortunately, that will eliminate Diddy from the tournament. We'll see how he chooses to play out the rest of his time. And that will move Southern Kip on in the bracket to face the winner of Kekumen Shoyu versus Janice Seal. So congratulations to Kip on advancing into Losers Round 4.
Yeah, the competition is getting pretty fierce in that losers bracket. A lot of big names in there.
Yeah, we've seen quite a few very, very, very good runners fall into the losers bracket, and I mean, in the winners bracket, it keeps getting increasingly and increasingly more rarefied. So it's only going to continue. The matches are only going to get better across both brackets, and I'm really excited to watch it.
Absolutely. It looks like Nice. He's taking Dragon down. He is most certainly in go mode.
Yeah, he's just trying to get through this as fast as possible. InNoRush in the exact same state, really. Headed into Torian, the pretty substantial lead.
Yeah, at this point, it's really gonna be if InNoRush dies or not. That will determine if Nice can come back here.
And Diddy getting a little munched on here in the Hellway, but making his way down. I think we're going to see him now be able to execute his Suitless Meridia. But 1 hour and 6 minutes from Southern Kip, that is a heck of a time for a Suitless Meridia seed like that.
Yeah, especially in one where you needed to go up to wreck ship first.
Exactly, having to check really 31 of the major item locations before finding Gravity Suit. That is... Or I guess, no, he never had to check Gauntlet, because Gauntlet can't have it. So he had to check 30 locations. But even still, that is a lot of spots to have to check off, and to have done that in only an hour and 6 minutes. Really good. And 41% for Southern Kip.
So we have InNoRush here, coming up to the baby skip. He did get it in the last game, so we'll see if he can do it again this time.
And Diddy, using the spring ball jump, I'm glad to see it.
Wow. InNoRush used the space jump strat there.
Yeah, that is very difficult. Not that baby
Very
skip
nice.
is easy at all anyway, but I know a lot of folks won't even go for that space jump setup. Really nicely executed by InNoRush.
Yeah, that was extremely smooth.
And Diddy also going for the spring ball jump here up to the frozen fish, trying to get into Mount Everest the kind of cheaty way.
Ooh, it looked like InNoRush, he was going for... At first he went for the Zeb Spark, but he missed that, and then he went for the down back method with ice here, but then it looks like it wasn't really working out, so he's just going to do the standard way with ice. He took off screw attack for it.
Yeah, having a little bit of trouble, but making it through. I find that with the Zeb skip, once I mess it up the first time, the Rinka can be off cycle and just... It can be a real pain in the butt to get, even though it's, not all that finicky of a trick. There's a fairly wide window, but it just becomes so much harder if you miss it that first time.
Yeah, I'm sure someone in chat will probably correct me, but I think that sometimes there's just like something with like pixels or subpixels where you just like can't do it for whatever reason. You just like shot at like a bad time.
Yeah, I know if
really rare.
Yeah, it's really convenient where that Rinka spawns that it enables that skip at all. But I think the subpixel one's only the reverse Zeb skip, so now I'm also opening myself up to chat correcting me yet again.
So InNoRush, he setting up for that stand-up glitch, has his various suit off, so it's a little easier to get down to the proper health, and it's looking good for him.
Yes.
Meanwhile, Nice, he's setting up for that baby skip.
Yeah, and neither of the bottom runners, of course, know where their opponent is, but at an hour and almost 14 minutes in, they have to both be watching the SRL chat pretty diligently. And so there's a little bit of added stress to that from the race situation, but we'll see if InNoRush is able to cleanly execute his stand-up glitch. Diddy having a little bit of trouble with the grapple jump there in the top right, but looks like he might be, yeah, it looks a little better the second time there, getting through Aqueduct. A little unfortunate where in Meridia Gravity Suit ended up being this time for him.
Yeah, any other location he would have been able to grab it, but this spot in particular, it just wasn't going to work.
And Batwoon is a 3.5% location, I think, so just a little unlucky. But InNoRush with a nice stand-up glitch, and ending a little early as well, making sure to be safe, to not lock the game up. But at this point, it looks like we are primed for a Game 3 unless InNoRush spends a disproportionate amount of time visiting the animals again. I don't think there's enough time for the animal visits to last long enough for Neis to catch up, unfortunately, while still making it safely off the planet.
Yeah, I think you're right.
So, I think we can safely put ourselves in a Game 3 hype situation.
And looks like Neis is finishing up Mother Brain 2 with no problems. InNoRush is approaching the end of the escape now. Now we see him coming right up to the ship, and he is done with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 16 minutes, and 28 seconds. GG to him.
Yes, GG to InNoRush. Excited to see a Game 3 between him and NeisRosver. I think this is going to be a really exciting match to watch the conclusion of. And Diddy microwaving his shrimp. Not the tastiest option, but an efficient one. And yes, GG to InNoRush, finishing with 56 minutes of game time. NeisRosver beginning his Mother Brain 3. We'll see if, with, I guess, freed of the need to finish quickly, with this race already decided, we'll see what he elects to do with the animals.
Neis now starting his escape. Might potentially see him visit the animals.
Have we seen anybody use charged plasma X-ray on the animals yet?
I don't think so.
I don't know if we've seen microwaved animals yet. I'm kind of crossing my fingers for that one. Diddy getting a little debated there by Spring Ball going for that Mach Ball out of Meridia. Always a fun little bouncing sound to hear as Samus clangs around in that passageway. But with all 4 bosses down, Diddy also gonna make his way to Torian. In the moment of truth, looks like NeisRosver is going to just continue right by those animals. On and out to the ship unless I too am getting debated. But no, GG to NeisRosver, who has done an SRL with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 19 minutes, and 49 seconds. GG to NeisRosver, and I'm excited to see Game 3 of this match.
Yeah, GG for Nice. Make sure you get some deer forces in chat for all of our runners, really.
Here we get InNoRush's percentage, 45%. Players chatting a little in SRL. Diddy saying, I took the worst route possible, and I liked Diddy's routing. Given all of the information available, I liked all the calls. I think that they didn't pay off, and they turned out to be bad, but it's easy to beat yourself up when you find yourself in those situations where the gambles don't pay off, but you have to remember why you made the gamble in the first place, and I think they were good plays.
So I'll remind everyone here, as far as tonight goes, we have one more set of matches. We're going to be having Belthsar and Cashmod doing their Game 1 and Game 2 starting at 9 o'clock Eastern, and that will be on the Speed Gaming 2 channel. And there's a good chance it will probably start towards the end of this Game 3 here between InNoRush and Nice. So if you want to watch some more Super Metroid, make sure you tune into that too.
We'll see if Diddy's able to run back the baby skip here. So far, so good. Oh, getting grabbed there on the third jump. And NeisRosver, we're going to see what percentage he finished up with here. %. That's a good one there. There we go.
And Diddy looking for some extra items in Mother Brain's room, but fortunately not finding any with the X-ray scope.
I swear, I looked for items with X-ray scope pretty much everywhere in this game as a child, trying to get 100%, and I never did. I never found those Mama Turtle missile.
Yeah, there's a few in weird spots like that. That spot in particular is just not fair.
Diddy also setting up nicely for stand-up glitch.
So you saw Diddy shooting there, but Mother Brain 3 actually does not start taking damage until she fully turns into that gray color. So far, it's looking like a pretty solid stand-up.
Yeah, a couple missed shots, but pretty efficient so far.
Still looking for items.
Found a baby.
To perform the stand-up glitch, you need to have at least 7 E-tanks filled, and basically when you get hit by the first rainbow beam, if you have enough health, you can mash the D-pad and you'll kind of just break out of it, and then you need to lower yourself to 99 energy or lower, and then you'll just kind of be able to run around and you won't be stuck on the ground when the baby Metroid comes.
Yeah, there are 2 important checks where the game tries to stick you to the ground and force you into a crouching animation. The first is when the baby Metroid's coming onto the screen and grabbing Mother Brain, you want to be in the air right then. And then you also want to be in the air when the baby Metroid detaches from Mother Brain. And if you are not on the ground for the game to lock you into a crouching animation, at both of those points, you'll just remain standing and can run around and perform mostly charge shots, but pretty much whatever actions you want. We see Southern Kip going for some Home Alone 2, I think. A game I know he's quite fond of. But Diddy doing a good job making it out of Torian and now out of Crateria. And Diddy finishing up. Di10Kong. Diddy is finished with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 28 minutes, and 46 seconds.
GG. And unfortunately, because this was a loser's bracket match, Diddy will no longer be progressing in the tournament. But if you liked what you saw here today and you want to see some more of Diddy, make sure you follow the runners. And I think we'll be starting Game 3 between InNoRush and Nice here pretty shortly, so hang tight for a bit. Enjoy Kit playing some Home Alone for a little.
I'm not sure how long Home Alone will stay there, but it'll be there to keep you entertained for the moment at least.
InNoRush with some dropping some real knowledge on us right now, sharing some of his strats. I'm gonna have to write that one down.
I would have never thought of it, but there it goes. But I'm going to step away for just a moment, but I'll be right back. We'll have Game 3 between InNoRush and NeisRosver to conclude that match here shortly. So, again, don't randomize your Twitch channel. We'll be back with more Super Metroid, and I'm excited to see how that one ends.
Absolutely. It'll be a good game for sure. Well, chat, who is it going to be? Are we going to see InNoRush or Nice take this loser's bracket round 3 match? Place your wagers. It looks like the ROM is distributed. So these guys will just set up a little bit and we'll get going. Game 3 hype. Nice is gonna win. That is a true statement. Di10Kong with that low 35. I believe that was the lowest one of the 4. Kim Commando, thank you for the subscription with your Twitch Prime sub. It is much appreciated. Ooh, looks like Kip is playing some Chrono Trigger, I think. I might have to look away. I have not played this game yet, but it is on my list. And it looks like we're moving to the 1v1 layout, and the race is now starting. So give the stream delay a little bit, and we'll be going.
Oh, I am back just in time. It looks like gotten things turned around very quickly. So,